Bang! Bang! Steph Curry sends the
Boom.
Warriors
Boom.
next fucking round, baby. If you are a basketball fan,
Oh.
this is one of the most electric playoffs ever. I was just telling my wife actually, this is like one of the best times for sports in general. MLB baseball's in full go. You got NHL hockey, you got NBA playoffs, and then obviously we just hit through our first start of the major season for golf. We're approaching the second major here coming pretty soon. And also there's the qualifiers for US Open. So there's just a lot of stuff going on, man. Shout out to the Warriors. Kmo and
Shout
I,
out.
Bay Area natives. Absolute fucking dubs.
Dubs.
Dubberton.
Happy to be back with the boys.
Upset.
We got my boy K-Meezy Kmo back at it again from the East Coast. Absolutely need to get this guy out on a fucking golf course. This dude has been a world traveler out of Texas. Now he's out of Boston. Get my dude on some fucking
Grass.
Raining every day out here.
Grass.
Raining every day, and it's brutal.
And we got yours
I need
truly,
to step up the
Mr. 63, Scottie fucking Daddy McGaddy. He is a zaddy. The dude absolutely is gonna hit a burp counter tonight because he has been fucking blowing us up. So keep a little tab. We might be throwing in the top right corner. We might be throwing a tab in the top right corner of how many burps Scrat has tonight. Just throwing that out there. Burp King. So,
Run it.
boys.
For one right now.
Boys, how we doing? I mean, Scottie's coming off a dub. We got the Warriors catching dubs. Where we at?
Well, it's Cinco de Mayo, so we got to cheers on this.
Cheers.
Every 19th hole starts out with a nice bang.
Cheers. It is a great time for sports, though. It's like early in the baseball season where people are still watching baseball. You know, it's like everyone's geared up for the season. People are watching baseball. Obviously, the playoffs of basketball are going hard, and hockey's electric out here in the East Coast. I mean, everyone's watching East Coast games.
Nice.
I mean, they're loving their hockey out here. So naturally, I'm becoming a hockey fan. Don't have a team yet. Home team is San Jose Sharks.
Not doing too hot right now.
It's a little brutal. It's a little brutal.
But they had the first draft pick last year, I believe, and they got a big name.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they have it again this year. I could be wrong on that, but regardless,
probably.
Regardless, though, it's exciting shit, dude. Scrat, I know I was gonna check in with Kamo here on how his golf game is. We know he's literally hit like one range session in the past like 6 months. It didn't go that great. I think we do need to get the clip again, and we need to overlay it on here to show everybody how the game looks.
Didn't go well. But
so I heard Scrap might be having a little equipment change. Is that true?
I'm looking at a couple things. I'm hitting a couple drivers. I'm probably going to change the wedge. I think I'm probably going to go. I'm playing a 12D, grinding a Vokey. Probably going to go to a 4, go back to the tee. Just, I don't know why it's so much more freeing when the club is so low to the ground, and I feel like I can just get under the ball a little bit more. So I'll probably make the change with the wedge. I don't know about the driver yet.
You couldn't be more on the opposite ends of the spectrum. You're talking about a D grind, which is something you see players put into play when they're going to play Bermuda, and it's got a ton of bounce. It literally, like, when you lay it on the bounce, it literally feels like the club sitting a fucking full inch off the ground. And then the T grind is the polar opposite. You lay this thing, and it's literally like a paper plate is laying down. It is the flattest thing in the world. It's fun to watch him hit. I don't even dare, but that's not the only equipment change you're making.
Fun. What else?
You're testing some things out in the bag. There's some drivers moving around. There's some 3 woods minis. There's
the 3 wood's gone. That's not even. We're not changing anymore. That bitch is gone. I am a mini driver. I got the R7 with the stock shaft, and I love that thing. That thing's amazing.
So that is immediately. The Titleist
TSI 2, I think.
TSI 2. Put in a mini R7, and that's going to be your 3 wood.
Correct.
Or 3 wood, whatever. Okay. And then you put in recently what driver?
LA Golf.
You like the driver, right? But you don't like the shaft. What's going on?
I like the driver. I mean, everything feels good. It's just I think my game is starting to trend to where I want to swing smoother, and a firm shaft doesn't work for my swing. And I kind of noticed that whenever I started hitting the R7 Mini, is I could just kind of smoothly
Hmm.
swing it, and it just came out of the center so much better than just me trying to rip at it and hit it as hard as I can every time. But I
Yeah.
still can go at the kind of more like less firm shaft. And it's basically, I mean,
Gotcha.
I'm still going to be playing an X Flex, but it's just not going to be as stiff in the
It's not gonna be a
handle.
board.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not going to be swinging a
Yeah, and I would
telephone
say
pole.
like you make a real good aggressive move at it. I wouldn't say you're lashing at it, and
Mm,
so probably having something that does have a fluid kick point because it's like a gradual. You get to max speed at the right time versus someone like myself that's like go 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 that kind of needs something more boardy that
right.
I can bail out on. But
Hmm.
I would say from my perspective, dude, I put the LA golf driver in play. I'm hitting it pretty good.
Did you?
I normally play like a 70X and I tip it about a half inch for an even more boardiness. Scratty got me a 60X standard tip, and it's definitely causing me to make the necessary swing change that I've been talking about and Scratty and I've been working on in my game for a while. And when I do dial into that, I hit it really, really well. And
Nice.
it comes out on a good traj, low spin, dropping some fucking nukes, but like not, trying to drop nukes, which is
Right.
good. And I
Hmm.
like the fact that when I take a good miss with it, and my miss now with this club is kind of off the toe. Um, and I
Interesting.
don't mind that because I'm not like I don't know, I'm not coming
It's
from
in
the
play.
inside where a toe ball is like gonna absolutely swoop out on me. It actually kind of cancels out an overslice. So when I do kind of toe it a little bit, it almost is like a fucking nuke.
Nice.
That's
But I'm loving it, man. It's obviously a great time to be a golf fan. Rory won the Masters. Some people are moving into form. The career Grand Slam has happened. I'm gonna go out and say it right now. This is the year for the career Grand Slam. And with that being said, there's
you
two
think
other
so?
people that have an opportunity to do it. One being Jordan fucking Spieth, and the next
Oh
being
my
Phil
gosh.
Mickelson. Now, I have a favorite and who I'm gonna put money down for the PGA Championship, but I sprinkled money on Jordan. I put a unit on Jordan as my dark horse. I got him at 5,100 odds, which is phenomenal. He's
Not bad at
playing
all.
some of the best golf that he's played in probably 5 years.
Right.
Um,
It's like a
it gets
decade, honestly.
shadowed. I mean, you see Scottie go shoot a bajillion
Right.
under and win by a mile, so it gets shadowed. But Jordan played really good golf, and on Sunday he flagged out like a 62 or whatever it was. I could be off by a stroke or two there, but I like it, man. I think that his confidence is brewing, and as we head into the PGA, I do think that there's going to be like a three-headed monster race. I would like to see Jordan though make.
It for sure could be a three-headed
Mhm.
race. I mean, I think there's a bunch of guys that are playing really good right now. You've got strangely enough, it always seems like at the beginning of the year you have your like newer names popping up everywhere, and they're kind of getting really close to winning, may win a couple, and it seems like all those people have sort of like kept the fire going. Almost, what are we, almost halfway through the year now? Because you've got names like what JJ Spawn has been playing really well. You have Andrew Novak who's playing really well. There's a lot of people that are playing really really good golf right now, and it's making it interesting to see those guys actually keep it going throughout the year rather than just the few tournaments right there at the beginning of the year.
He was saying a lot of people are hitting their stride, and a lot of people are playing good. And we talked about this a lot. PJ Tour is like a business, and to get ratings, you got to have a lot of people at the end of the race. And I like some of these no names. Well, I guess no names, right? Up and coming players is
New
what
names, new names.
Scotty
Yeah.
put it. New names. There it is, new names. I like seeing these new names in the race, right? They're hunting, they're grinding, and they're getting a taste of being competitive at the end of big tournaments, and it's good to see these guys come out and grind, really. And obviously, you got old names, right? Justin Spieth, or yeah, just Jordan
Hand up
Spieth. Sorry,
accountability early, dude. It's Cinco de
hand up account.
Drinko. Hand up. We'll drink to that, dude.
We're
Hey, you know
deep.
what?
We're deep
The
in the
19th
mezcal.
pod
We're
has
deep
a
in the
new
mezcal.
drinking rule. Every time there's a verbal fuck up, the boys drink.
Yeah, I like that. I haven't think Jordan Spieth's been in his stride for
Justin
like a
Spieth or
decade.
Jordan Spieth?
I'm just gonna drink. I don't know.
What are they? Super
No, I think it's
Saiyans?
phenomenal.
Shh.
I think it's absolutely phenomenal, dude, and it's cool to see some of these AM guys. You know, Shipley played well a year or two ago when he was in the Masters, and has continued to play pretty well. You got Luke Clanton, a dude who I believe has qualified for the tour when he is done with his college season by earning enough university or U points or whatever the college thing is. You see guys like Blades Brown. Shout out to Blades Brown out of Scotty's
Playing really
hometown
well.
or in that area.
Mhm.
Um, talk about the good effect. I've been saying it for a long time, dude. I mean, these guys obviously are good. They're playing on tour, but I don't know what it is, but you see them like they're in their grind all season and they're doing their thing,
Mhm.
and then they get on one of these good videos or Brian Bros or one of the big names, and
Mhm.
they have a lot of fun and they see a different side of golf that they've like haven't ever experienced, and it like frees them up. Or the next few tournaments, they fire, they go off. And Blades Brown is playing good golf as is, but he went on to good. Went through their little gauntlet where he has to beat each. He can't go to the
That was
next
easy.
player to beat him until he defeats that person on the whole base like match play.
Right.
And he went I think he did it in like 11 holes or something like that. It was
Yeah.
it was phenomenal. And he honestly, in my opinion, I don't think he hit it that well that day.
Speaking of the good effect, it seemed like most of the guys that signed with Good are all playing really well. Like Joel Damon's playing really well this year. What was
Mhm.
it? Is it John Pack? He's been playing well. I've seen his
Mhm.
name made a couple cuts this year. Then you got who's the Bo Hostler? Bo Hostler's playing really well. So there's a few names that signed with Good that are actually playing really good so far.
Yeah, and I would say, little things like when people do when they have like switch ups, right? Like we'll call it the good effect for this instance, and maybe just the YouTube effect in general, but like caddy switch ups. We talked about it last week. Justin Thomas, obviously switched caddies. He got Max Homa's old caddy and went out and won. Now, fun thing about what's happening, I don't remember his name, but the caddy that was long term with Max Homa that then got on the
Joe
bag
Griner.
with there he is right there. What is it?
Joe Griner.
Joe Griner. So he is now Justin, I don't believe, is playing, and so he it's not like they own caddies, right? But like there's a business
Yeah.
partnership, and because they're still new in their relationship, he's probably trying to find a permanent bag himself. He doesn't know what that looks like, and Justin's not playing. Justin obviously is cool with him going and being on Colin's bag in between weeks. Um, I think that's interesting, man. Like that dude is, for one, he's a grinder. He's a really good caddy. He is obviously put right into play, and they saw great success. It shows like how pivotal uh, the caddy can be, and how it is a team sport, and how a caddy can actually really impact a player. Because Justin has gone, what was it, 4.5 years or something like that since his last win. Does
It's
that
a
sound
it's
correct?
a
Something.
it's a good ways.
That sounds around
It
there.
was
3,
something right
4.
around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too
It was
long.
something
Too long.
something long for a dude of his caliber who has the ability to go stupid low, and a guy who's gonna pile in birdies for sure.
Right.
So
I find
it's
it
cool to see, but
Yeah.
it's like very interesting that he's I mean that you would think like right after a win you wouldn't be hopping on somebody else's bag is the way I look at it.
he got a
I'm kind of
fat
like
paycheck for that
he just
dub.
got
Like,
paid.
Yeah. I
It's not like he's which I mean maybe he's just trying to get a bag and just go out there and make a little bit more money and then he's going back to him, but it is really interesting cuz like what that was that the first tournament they've been together?
yes, that was the first tournament they'd been
Yeah, that
been
was the
on.
first
He's been on
tournament.
his
Like
back.
they're 100% together.
Dude, I mean, if it's me and I'm like, again, they obviously don't have.
Ooh.
It's independent contractor work, so it's not like it's like he owns the rights to like JT owns the rights to tell him no. But it's
Right.
verbal stuff where it's like, yo, dude, we just won. I want you to be my guy. But
Yeah.
JT's
Right.
cool, and JT's like, yo, dude, you got to go get paid and you got to do your thing. And
There had to
maybe
be a
there's
conversation there.
something, maybe there's something on the back end too where it's not set in stone that JT's gonna have him permanently be on the bag. you know,
Right.
and so maybe there's
Hmm.
stuff we don't get to see. But I think it's interesting, man. And with that being said, the greatest caddy of all time, I think it's undisputed. But Ted Scott is probably the richest fucking caddy to ever loop in golf. And this weekend shows just how good that their bond is. Scottie obviously shot uh, 31 or 32 under, something along those lines.
Yep.
And
Insane.
I would say like he was flagging it, but it just kind of looked like he was on cruise control. He was just
It
doing
always
what
does. It
Scotty
always does
does.
with him.
I would say
It's
though,
like
like his one of his Masters wins, he grinded it out. That Sunday was definitely like a lot of really good up and downs, and he had to hit a couple putts and stuff like that. And he did his thing. While this was like, oh, I'll just kind of lash it out there, like I'll get there in two putt for birdie. Like, oh, I'll lash it out there. I'll hit a wedge to kick in, and he just did it every hole, dude. Every hole. It was crazy.
it's like boring good golf. It's just
It's
like,
boring
oh,
the
there's another
greatest golf.
birdie. Oh, there's another birdie. Okay, we expect it. It's almost like we expect it now,
Right.
and that's what
And
he's kind of done with his last performances.
dare
So
I
insane.
say, it's Tiger-esque. Tiger Tiger had a moment in 2000 at the exact same tournament that is noted between him and Butch Harmon, that they were grinding for like 2 years on a swing change. And Tiger told him before the tournament started, like, I'm going to win this tournament. And it clicked. Like, everything we've worked on, I'm doing now. And he went out and demolished the Byron Nelson as well. Now, Scottie's not grinding. I mean, he's grinding his swing and stuff, but he's not going through like a big change and stuff like that. But like Scottie came out and did his thing on this tournament, and it's like, are we about to see another run? I'm not going to put my money
Right.
against him.
Right.
You can't put your money against Scotty ever. I mean, he always seems like he's in the race. Either it's in the back end or he's just leading the pack. It's like he's good. He's just that good. But Tiger he did it for a decade, so
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's Tiger-esque. It's on the
It
same realm
is.
of like,
It's getting
oh
there.
shit, this is
It's getting
unfair.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely getting there.
But he did just pass Dustin Johnson for uh, consecutive weeks as the number one golfer in
Yep.
the world, which is a big feat. I think
Wow.
he's the number fourth
He's
on the list,
3.
or third.
Uh,
Yeah,
it goes what? Tiger,
Greg Norman,
Greg Norman,
Greg Norman.
Scotty, DJ,
and Deej.
Rory.
Yep.
Rory's
So
only a couple weeks behind DJ now.
people don't realize too, like for instance, while this was all going on, the Corn Ferry Tour is like just as competitive. It's like a stroke behind the PGA if you're going to talk about skill gap. And Scotty went on the Corn Ferry and won twice. Quickly promoted off of it. He only had one season on the Corn Ferry, and it was an unbelievable season for him as a young up and coming star. But like this weekend, like Blades Brown, you're talking about a 17-year-old. He went out and flagged like what 27 under,
He was
and he took
27.
like
Yeah.
third.
Right here.
What do you take? Like tied for third or something like that?
Tied for second.
Tied for second at 27 under, dude. How do you go 4 rounds at
That's just
27
wild.
under and lose?
That is
And lose.
wild.
That's
So,
phenomenal, dude.
okay.
We got a star in the making right here.
21 under didn't even
You
get a
you
top
take
25.
someone on the tour and put them in a Corn Ferry tour. Are they shooting these numbers, or like what do they do to the course
Depends on the
or
player.
what do they don't do to the course that these guys are flagging it for 30 under?
Like I think if you throw Scotty in this realm, in this tournament
Mhm.
with them, like he's gonna top five. I don't think it's like,
He's just
because Scotty's
automatically
so
going to win.
good, he's gonna win. He's gonna go 35 under. Like the courses, you still have to hit
Yeah.
shots, and there's only so many. There's only like a good amount of gimme birdie looks, I guess you can say, kind of thing.
Right.
You have to go do it. But this is what the Corn Ferry is, dude. It's so competitive, and it's a testament to how good Scotty was when he was on the Corn Ferry. Like he dominated that season.
Right.
Another
Yeah.
thing I'll throw out there, like Tiger-esque.
Tiger.
Tiger-esque. Now in 10 years we'll sit here and have another pod about what that looks like, and we'll be able to reflect back like if he did it or not. I hope he does, dude. I would love to see another person be a Tiger, come in and
It makes golf
be the
fun to
guy.
watch.
So fun, dude. So fun. But on the contrary, LIV Golf is now in the conversation to get overall world golf rank points.
That
Huge.
What do you guys think about this?
I think it's stupid that you have top tier talent not being able to acquire points through a season. Now, I think that they should ratio it because it is over 54 holes. Fun fact about LIV, Scottie, go ahead and hit it. I didn't know this.
Oh, I didn't know Liv. Do you know what Liv stands for, Kyle?
No, I don't.
Liv stands
I
for 54 in Roman.
Okay, so you got the 54
Roman
hole,
numerals.
and
Yeah, I had no
got it.
idea.
I mean, that's
I learned that
54
the
hole
other
golf.
day.
How basic, dude.
Right?
I
Like as soon as I
It's
heard that, I was
basic,
like,
but
no
I
shit.
just figured it out today, so it's like not that basic, I guess.
It is
yeah,
wild.
yeah.
I had no clue.
It's a
And
creative
with
name.
that being said, we're gonna put a first segment of the night. Quick hit, rapid questions, one for each.
Oh
10
gosh.
questions, 5 for each person. Just know this is a broad questionnaire about golf. So fictional, non-fictional. Here we
I'm
go.
absolutely getting demolished right here.
All right. Question number 1 to Scratty. Hole in one on a par 5 is called what?
I didn't know this
Wrong.
trivia.
It's a
No idea.
condor.
A condor.
All right. Condor. Question number 1 for Kyle. What is Tiger's middle name?
Broderick?
Can I answer?
No, wrong. It's Taunt. Tont. Question number 2 for Scratty. Who is the most famous hockey player to play golf?
Is it Wayne Gretzky?
Good guess, but no, it is Happy Gilmore. Fictional or non-fictional? Remember here, players.
Oh my.
Question number 2 for Kyle. What country did golf start in?
Scotland?
Scotland. All right, we got one on the board here.
Fuck.
Okay, question number 3 for Scratty. Where was Rory McIlroy born? Country.
Ireland?
Wrong. North Ireland.
Oh god.
Okay,
Where
I'll
I'm
give him
from.
that. I'll give him that one.
We'll give him a half point. All right.
Okay, point
Question
5.
number 3 for Kyle. What city is the Masters played in?
Augusta.
Okay, we got 2-0 right here. Question 4 for
Oh,
Scratty. What month
2.5.
is
2.5.
2 to 2.5? What city? No, I'm sorry. What month is the Open played in usually?
September?
I wouldn't know this.
Oh, it's
I
July.
got no idea. The Open's in
I-
July?
Yes, usually. Okay. Question
cooked.
number 4 for Kyle. When Spieth choked the Masters, who won that year?
I mean, I know every one of his. This is horse shit.
Okay, wrong. It's
Again, Tiger?
Danny Willett.
Okay.
Question number 5 for Scratty. Who has the record for the lowest round of golf ever played?
Wait. Lowest round of
Man,
golf?
just on
Are we just
Google,
one
look at the
round?
hardest questions.
Are you just one
Just
round?
One round.
Is it Jim Furyk, 58?
Nope. It is Kim Jong-un. He has
Oh,
allegedly shot a
18?
34, which is minus
Oh.
38 with 11 hole-in-one.
Lord have mercy.
Okay. And this is a bonus question for Kyle. Where is the PGA Championship played this year?
Oh my gosh. It is. I don't know. Pebble.
Quail Hollow.
Quail Hollow.
Damn.
All right.
duh.
Technically, Kyle won. I know for a fact I gave Stratty
Fuck.
some fucked
That's some
questions.
bullshit.
But you love to see it. Kyle won
Ugh.
2. Scratty, half a point.
Rigged.
I didn't know this
I
was
love it.
trivia.
Recount.
I didn't know this was
Now-
trivia. I thought you were gonna go like situational. Would you rather do this? Would you rather do that?
Nope.
Trivia
And
night.
that's the addition for the first segment of the
Trivia
night. Brought to you by Zins. And while we're talking about Zins, one of Kyle's favorite LPGA players is named Charlie Holt. And she has recently gone out to say she is no longer going to be smoking cigs. She is known to be ripping darts out in the golf course. She's trying to
Ripping
get rid of the
darts.
habit. There is a little rumor that she has switched over to chew. So she's got that going for her, I guess. I don't know how I feel about it, but
Got a lot going for her.
Oh my
I
God.
low key think it's hilarious when she's walking around with a cig in her mouth mid round. It's like John Daly back in his prime, you
Right.
know.
I think that's
But,
part of her brand. But packing lips is cool too.
can't
Speaking
say
of
I,
She's
brands,
a Malbon.
who's
And
she
she's
with?
a Malbon.
Yeah,
Malbon. She's a
yeah,
Malbon.
yeah.
That's
Mr.
why. That's
Malbon,
why.
Mr. Malbon,
Hey,
said
Steven.
himself.
Steven.
Yeah, hand up. That's a butchered word for me. I'm sorry. Oh man, crazy stuff's
What
been
is that,
happening.
Scotty?
What is what?
What do you got cheers in over there?
Ice.
Oh, dude,
It's
what
ice.
19th hole?
It's
What
ice.
19th hole is this?
Sorry, guys. I'm on
We're
75
gonna
hard. Jeez.
We're gonna throw a segment next week about the best drinks to have on a golf course or in a 19th hole. And there'll be a tier list. So, and with that little
Ooh.
pivot,
No mind.
let's move into segment 2 of the night. S tier list of ranking golf balls. So,
All right. We'll start off with Volvic. Have y'all hit a Volvic?
Volvics
When I
are fun
first,
golf balls. They're not good. They are the
I
sponsor
will say they're
to
long.
when I first
the
started
long
playing,
drive contest.
Right.
So I'm gonna
when
say
I
that
first started
they
playing, I would
belong
hit
in
Volvic.
B. A
B.
lot of AMs will play them. They're fun. You know, they have bright colors and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
I
But
can agree with B.
They got a nice matte finish too. They got a nice
yeah, they
matte
do have a
finish.
nice matte finish.
So we like B?
B's good.
I like
All
B.
right. Dunlop.
Not the worst.
Dunlap can stay in D.
The Dunlop should stay
Nitro.
right there.
Nitro needs a little
It
bit
should
more
stay
respect,
right
dude.
there.
Really?
Nitro needs to be
Nah.
put in C. Nitro is a fun ball when you first start out. They make this like clear covered version that's a lot like it looks really cool and it's fun to play with when you first start out in golf. I think it deserves to be in C.
Sure. Top Flight, I'm not going to
Maybe it's
lie.
fun.
Just the
Okay.
brand itself, I think it at least should be in B.
Ooh.
It is
Well,
amazing
B.
that Top Flight has made it as long
A
as it
little
has.
high. B is way too high.
B is pushing. I'd say it's C or B. It's up to you guys.
I think it's C. If we're going on quality of ball, yeah, they have good marketing. They've
We're
Yeah.
going,
they've been
if we're
around for a
going
while.
quality of ball.
But the
It's
quality
not
of
that
ball's got to
quality.
be C.
We'll throw it in C at most, I guess.
All
At
right.
most.
All right.
B tier is crazy.
Y'all
What's
are
our
wild.
next?
Pro V1. S tier. That's pretty
S
easy.
tier. Top and
We all
bottom.
know
Their
that.
left
S
dash
tier.
is good. Their left
Left-
dot's good. Their X, their regular.
Yeah.
It's elite.
You've D-Watt, you've converted me into a left dash guy. So
I got Scottie on the left dash for a quick minute. He's since hopped off. It's a good golf ball. It's a
It
really
is.
good. Look at this. It's
write
sponsored ad.
down. Sponsor ad.
Left dashes
Sponsor
are
us.
elite. If you don't know
Okay.
about the left dash, right next to where it says pro, there'll be a little left dash.
If
What's
you want to hit
difference
the
there?
ball
Okay,
far,
tell us the
go ball.
difference.
You want to drop an absolute bomb. It's one of the hardest golf balls on the market. So if you're a person that struggles with having too much spin, like your boy, especially with the long game, where you see your
And your
balls
boy.
like if you hit a driver and it balloons straight up, throw a left dash in the bag for a while, and you're gonna find your long game will improve. It'll help with dispersion. To nerd
Yep.
out on you guys real quick, if just know
Love
that
spin.
whatever your golf ball's trying to do, whether that's a cut or a draw, if it has way too much spin that's not optimal, it's gonna make whatever that shot shape is extreme. So if you're hitting a cut, if you increase spin by like 2000 RPMs from what's normal, so for instance, a driver should sit somewhere between like 2000 to 2500 ish, and you start spinning a driver at 4000 RPMs, that ball is literally an extra 30 yards off the map, like right away. And so if you can
Quickly.
bring spin down, it'll want to stay more on the plane that you're working on. So fun fact of the night, huh?
Facts.
All right,
Taylor
next
made.
ball.
TP5. S tier.
S tier.
S
Another one
tier.
that's top to bottom. Their
Such a good
picks
ball.
balls are great, really fun, quality
They're
golf
legit.
ball.
They're actually legit.
They sneaky have a tour response ball, and I believe it's the one with the stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the putting
Sneaky,
stripe. Yeah.
sneaky good golf ball to hit too. It has a good cover
Really?
that creates spin, but it also like it doesn't balloon out. It's a for like a price standpoint, it's a really good
Mhm.
golf ball.
I like that second tier price point. It's a
Y'all are
great
gonna
golf ball.
hate me.
Yeah, and if you're gonna play Golf Plus, it's a cheat code on Golf Plus.
Really?
Cheat code.
Yes, it's so easy to putt the thing when you have a tour response.
Wow. True.
Callaway.
Callaway.
I think they only make
I
one
don't
good
think
golf
it's
ball.
quite up there.
I'm gonna put it in A as well.
I like A. It's still a great ball.
The
A
one
lot of people would
complaint
love
I
it.
have about it is that I swear the cover tears too easily.
It's a soft ball.
I-
Most of their balls are pretty soft, I think.
I think that their XLS is a good ball, but I play really hard
I haven't
golf
hit that
balls,
one yet.
and I've never found like for instance today I went out and played. I called Scottie about this because I ended up testing out a TP5X that I haven't hit in a long time, and I liked it a lot. Like the cover, you still get good grip off the face with wedges. It keeps spin low. Dude, this guy's stuffed, bro. You going on a golf
We're
trip soon or what?
We're stacked over here.
Watch, he's
Yes,
about
we
to pull
are.
up some
We are.
nitros.
Yeah, yeah. You got some
Never.
you got some mojos in there or what?
You got some
Oh,
Those
veladas.
were all pond
Shout out to the-
skippers.
Pond.
Hey, shout out to the pond
I
skip.
love a good pond skip. I
All right,
literally
what we
play
at?
rounds and wait till I find trashy golf balls to skip across ponds.
Same. We need to do more pond skippers. That's our thing.
Yeah. I
Bridgestone?
actually just need to go to the. Ooh.
I have a different take on this, but I'm gonna let you guys beat this one in.
I think
Nah, I got
Bridgestone
A.
has a golf ball for everybody. A good golf ball for everybody.
They do.
I like it at
I
S
still think
tier.
it's A.
Honestly,
I
I
don't-
think it's a good, really
I
good
don't
golf
think it's
ball.
up there with the monsters.
Okay, I can
The hard thing
can
to put
settle
away
with
is
A.
that Tiger Woods
It's
played a Bridgestone, and they literally just remodeled into the Nike.
Yep.
So
a good golf ball. I will say that.
I'm
But
down
I
for
can
that.
live
That's
with
fine.
it
That's
today.
fine with me.
not the worst.
Strixon may be an S tier golf ball.
I like S tier for Strixon.
Everybody, I will say, everybody loves the Strixon golf ball.
Every time I find a good
Z
Strixon
Star.
I don't
ball
play 'em,
in
but
the, in the forest, I'm picking that up.
And I
using it
think
for
on
Really?
I think on my golf
Yeah.
spot they literally have that like ranked almost number 1.
Which one? Q Star?
2-star.
All right.
I have never bought
I haven't played them that much, so I actually can't attest
I
to this.
play it every time I find it.
Now I will say their marketing on their different versions, like you got the XZ, the ZV, the I don't know which golf ball
It's
is
a little
which, but
confusing. It's a little
I agree
confusing.
I don't know
You're right.
which one to get, but
It would
I
be
think
nice if
anytime it
they
says
made
star,
different
that's
models.
yeah.
If they made like and I don't mean okay, let me elaborate. I don't mean like because they have different models, but they need to differentiate them where it's very obvious
Right.
that you're playing their premium and their hard one, and they're playing their soft one, and then maybe it's a mid tier. But
Yeah, that's bad marketing.
That would be good.
yeah,
Maybe
Kirkland.
Little.
that's
Hey.
I mean, dude, I don't play them, but that's an A tier golf ball. That is a bang for the buck, and you're gonna find them everywhere. I found 3 of them laying around today on a golf course that you can't lose your golf ball. People just like hit them, and people play them all the time, dude.
We're
Bang for your
Costco.
buck, Kirkland's
We're
A.
Costco guys.
We're Costco guys. Dude.
Five booms for Kirkland ball.
Speaking of the
maybe like
Costco
2.
guys, actually, never mind. I'm not gonna go in on them.
All right, I will fight this to my dying breath. You can
there
go
we
fuck
go.
yourselves. It's
Do
going
not
in
put
S
that in
tier.
S.
The greatest
No.
golf ball to ever be made
No.
was the Nike One Platinum. You can kiss my ass. S
Dude,
tier.
the highest this thing's going is A tier. They made
You're
a Nike Mojo, and the Nike
The
Mojo
Nike
was probably the
Mojo.
They had a
coolest
Mojo golf ball. You could literally go play. You just did a thumbs up and
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't
yeah.
know why
Do
I
a
saw
thumbs up
that?
for me.
that shit tripped me
Boom.
out. They made a Mojo golf ball. If you got a black one, you got to play with Tiger.
You could drop that bitch down to A, bro. It is not S
Dude,
tier.
y'all are
Yeah,
fucking
no.
wild. Y'all are ridiculous.
a
S
dope golf
tier?
ball,
That's
though.
crazy.
The greatest
That's
golf
crazy.
ball ever made, hands
Do
down.
they sell it anymore?
The Nike One Platinum.
Yeah.
Do they sell the fucking Tour Balladas? These bitches were out when I was like 6.
Kyle doesn't even know what the Bellata is. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I don't.
It's like
God.
the ball from like the fucking 60s. It's like this really like rubbery thing that
Oh,
they played with back in the day.
talk about ripping the cover off.
It might even
so
it might
fun
even
to
be
play
older
with.
than the 60s, bro.
It's so fun to play
Scotty
with.
would put that Bellata in S tier.
I
Scotty
would.
Loki would put the Bellata into action and still beat us.
Fucking
Oh,
ripping
I
covers off.
believe it.
I'd have to like so you could literally play with that golf ball a couple holes and it would deform.
Yeah, it was a bouncy ball.
And it would
It's
you
like a
could
lemon.
rip the cover off that thing. It spun
Yeah.
so much.
If you can find a Bellata, don't play with it. Like keep it. It's like a collector's
Keep it.
item, low key.
Yeah, I look he got a full sleeve and ripped
Yeah,
them
that's
all.
smart. You played them all.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
no, dude.
All right.
That's Scratty's biggest problem, though, is Scratty does not know how to like
I'm not saving
on.
nothing.
hold on to collector's items. This dude will get like let's just say he hypothetically got like Tiger Woods' 1997 Scottie Cameron, but he's putting it into action that weekend.
That is my
He's
gamer.
gaming it.
This is my
I
gamer.
I mean, hey, use it. I mean, with
Use
the
it
shoe
or lose
game,
it,
you know, with
baby.
the sneaker game. Everyone hoards sneakers. They don't want to wear them, but
I'm wearing
sneakers are
them.
meant for wearing. You gotta wear them.
I'm wearing
You gotta
them.
use it. I like it.
The only way
I
I'm
respect
not
it.
going to is if it's like signed or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mizuno, never hit it.
I've
They're
never hit it.
okay.
I've never seen it on the golf
I would
course.
say
What do y'all
I
want
would
in
say
like A tier or something?
B tier. B tier for sure.
B tier, just because the sheer, I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I've never picked up a Mizuno.
Vice.
What is that?
Vice golf ball is amongst the realm of a better Kirkland. It's obviously not S tier, but it is. They make like a
If we're
good
going bang for
cost
your buck,
efficient. Yes.
we cannot put it below the Costco. So that's
Yeah.
got to be bare. A.
That definitely has to be A, but that almost makes me think that we need to drop the Kirkland down to B
You're
because
right.
it's better than
You're
Kirkland.
right. Gosh,
Y'all,
but the Kirkland bang for
y'all
your
are
buck is just
y'all
more.
are wild.
Now, trust me, Scrat. Go next time you get a chance, go hit one of their premium golf balls. Like, go play it. And on top of that, from like, okay, bang for your buck. Also, from the regular like they make really cool golf balls. You can customize them a little bit.
Mhm. I'm probably
they're gonna do
finding
their job.
more Vice balls out there than every other ball.
Yeah. The
Noodle.
Noodle is a
Can't
place
compare.
that
Pond skipper.
I have a.
Guide stays at D.
Pond skipper.
The Noodle does not stay at D. The Noodle has a special place in a lot of people's early golf careers, dude.
Yeah, it is.
But putting it
Has
at B
people-
is tough, dude. I think you put it at C.
It cannot be. It cannot be B. It's got
A
to be
lot of
C.
the rest of these golf balls are about to get obliterated, dude.
Max
Hey,
Fly.
hey, tour
D.
winner. Wait, it was a tour winner.
D.
Careful.
What do you want it in A? You want it with the
We gotta-
fucking
No,
Nike up there?
No. You can put the Max Fly in C. It technically has one on tour, so it's like we can't knock it, but Max Flies are
They're brutal.
brutal.
I mean, if we're going there, that Nike has the greatest clip of all time in golf.
It does.
One roll, Randy.
It does. Yeah, one roll, Randy.
All right,
next
Slazenger.
I can stay in D, brother.
I have never seen it. Never.
Next question.
Never held a
Pinnacle.
in my life.
Pond skipper.
Say
I'll
it.
let you guys go first. I have a take on Pinnacle.
Pond skipper.
Okay. One of the more common balls I've seen.
Okay.
Definitely.
I like
I
C.
still can't put it. I can't put it at C. I just can't. It feels like a Max Fly.
Now, here's my
doing-
take. This is no longer about the round. What ball do you hit in almost every driving range other than premium country clubs that have like practice titleists and stuff? Pinnacle. They make
Pinnacle.
90% of the driving range balls that are out there, dude.
Hey,
That's
yeah.
it.
Gotta show
Okay.
a little bit. Gotta show a little bit of respect for it. You know what I mean?
A little
I
bit,
think we
little bit
at
of
least
respect.
give it I think we give it a C.
We'll give it a C.
Hogan. I don't think I've ever seen one of these golf balls in person.
Now that can stay in D.
Wilson Staff. I feel
Okay.
like there was a golf
Ooh.
ball. I feel like there was a Wilson Staff golf ball. You know how like the Callaway Chrome Soft was like known for being super soft off the putter face. I swear
Yeah.
there was a Wilson Staff that felt the same.
The
That's
Wilson
about all
staff
I
is
know.
a sneaky good ball.
Is it? You've hit it.
It's a sneaky good ball. Who plays it on tour? The freaking
What, Gary
the guy who
Woodland
always hits
maybe?
stingers. Yeah, Woodland.
Yeah, Gary Woodland.
Big Wilson guy. Sneaky
I don't
good
think he
ball.
does. I actually feel like he plays a Pro V for some reason.
I think you're thinking of that
Can't
dude
be
that was
higher than
always
the
on the
A.
fucking always on the commercials. What was that guy's name in the Wilson Staff commercials? Ricky Barnes? I think it was.
I'd say we throw it in C. I think that rounds us off. I think that's a pretty solid list. Just going through it, S tier is stapled. A tier, I know Scrat's fucking heated, but
All right, Scotty, for making this tier list, you have one executive pick.
you know where
Make
it's going.
Just do it. Just do it.
S plus tier.
S plus.
Oh,
It
that's
sits
hilarious.
above all.
That is
Do you currently use a
hilarious.
Nike ball?
I wish I could. If I could find them platinums, son, I would rip them hoes till the day I die.
Go to eBay. You guys, eBay.
Yeah, you can find some.
Problem
You won't
is
find
you
many, though.
can't find the old platinum. So there was an original because Tiger used to play the Nike One Black. Then you had the Nike One Platinum, and then they came out with the resins, the RZN. Those are trash. That original Nike
That's
One Platinum.
segment number 2 for the night. The boys are fucking ripping. Cheers, boys. Happy 19th. Happy Cinco de Drinko. Happy ice for Scratty.
Happy ice for Kamo.
Scrat, go ahead and do me a favor. Let's
Yep.
pull up that the 500K cash right now, or you get two attempts at a green. Let's pull that clip up.
If I can find.
I've been flipping back and forth on this for like the whole week. As soon as I saw
Dude,
this,
My
it's in my
wife
mind.
even brought this
Where
up
is
for me.
it?
So the it's somewhere in the DMs here, but it's somewhere around like the Bryson is in that bunker
Oh, there we
that's
go.
super deep or whatever. Okay, so the question is would you rather have $500,000 cash right now, or you get $5 million if you hit the green from 150 yards and you have 2 attempts?
That's pretty easy.
I'm taking option 2.
I'm taking
That's-
option 2. Maybe not
I
right
will-
now because my game is trash. But
I
if
mean,
I've
what
been
green am
playing
I
and
hitting
get to
into?
practice a little bit, option
I
2.
mean, that's it. I mean, that's it. Obviously it dives deeper. Like, are you hitting into, like
Is
hole,
there
what is it,
wind?
12 at
Yeah.
Pebble Beach, where it's like this super narrow off to an
Yeah.
angle from 150 yards, or are you hitting? I think the question is at a standard, your typical standard green. It's gonna be a decent size, and
Mhm.
all you got to do is land that bitch on.
If I hit it
Um,
twice, do I get 10 million?
No, you just got to
Negative.
do it
Negative.
once, and once you do it, you win.
Rigged.
So,
Just get
and that takes me to another hypothetical. So people throw out if an amateur golfer, and I'm actually going to exclude Scratty out of this because he's a plus handicap that played competitive golf and
Mhm.
still competes. So this is going to be more for Kamo and I. But people will say, like, if you started from the furthest place possible on the Masters green, would you win the Masters? And I think 10 times out of 10, no problem. I would probably win the tournament by like 30 strokes. I'm getting at least 2 strokes on every par 5, and that's if I make mistakes. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? And
you know, I understand that, and obviously, I'd say like 15 under handicap easily would win. But you start to get into the average golfer, and like, what's the average golfer handicap? We're thinking like
Yeah.
in the 20s and 25s.
yeah, it's probably 50, like
So
plus higher than 15. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
yeah. So it's like maybe that statement is true, but for us, there's no way we could lose.
There's
I
no
mean, with
way.
the caddy and with the knowledge the caddy has, it's like
feel like
Dude,
after like
just
2 or
lag
3
it, three
holes,
putt, you'd win.
it'd be over. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
would
I think
get it.
there's extra questions too. Like, all right, do I get to go on the practice putting green and hit a bunch and just send them from deep and see
I think
like get
even
a feel
then,
for it? I don't even know if I'd have to do that, dude. I think I legitimately could just go out,
No, you
wake
wouldn't.
up. I
You
could be
wouldn't.
I mean,
hungover from the night before and go and 3 putt and then maybe 4 putt a couple. I just don't think I would do that still, dude.
if you so if you think
It's hard
about
to
it,
believe you
par
would.
threes, you 3 putt all the par threes, make pars
Make
there.
par.
Par four,
You
if you
3-putt
three
all the par
putt
fours.
everything
Everything.
and
Yeah.
4 putt the par fives, you're what 14 under every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can mess up 9 times and shoot 5 under each day. That's
And after
20 under.
72 holes, like you're probably gonna hoop at least 2
I
from
mean,
deep.
I think so.
you're gonna have
72
some
Twice,
like
eagles.
maybe.
72 putts from deep. You're gonna hoop some.
You're gonna have a bunch of 2 putts too. I mean, you have 2 putts on
You're gonna
par
yeah.
fours or even par
Mhm.
fives, double eagle
I
or
think
eagle.
that and I would like to make
Way
a
too easy.
YouTube series of this where you get on a major course and let's just say like for
How about
conversation's
we
sake,
do
I'm from
that?
the Bay Area. We go to Harding
Step
Park.
one. Step one. Okay.
Yeah, go to Harding Park. The PGA Championship was played there, or go to the Olympic Club, and I think a U.S. Open or PGA Championship was played there, or go to
Mhm.
Pebble, and it's like, let's start with the putting. Okay, let's knock it out. The next one, let's start from 50 yards. Okay, knock it out, and then let's push it back to 100, and then let's push it back to 150 or 125, and incrementally
Oh, and
see
see.
like, okay, on Pebble Beach, if I were to be 100 yards out, could I have won that U.S. Open that Gary Woodland won in
That would be
2018
tough.
or something like that?
And just stretch it out as far as you can go. That's
And
pretty
then yeah,
cool.
and
I
then
like
and
that
then if you
idea.
keep knocking them out, just keep pushing it back. The next video is going to be 200 yards. The next video's whatever, and just keep going and going.
You'd have to spend some time on those courses.
I mean, dude, I think for the first 6 to 8 episodes, depending on what the increments are of pushing it back, dude,
Mhm.
I think it's cake.
Yeah, I think it
I
would be
think I
think it's
way
agree.
too
cake.
easy. I think people give
People are
way
putting
too
too
much
much
credit on it.
on the Masters
Yeah.
green. Yeah.
Yeah,
What makes those courses so hard is not I mean, it is the greens and stuff like that, but it also is that they can't miss anything. And when
right,
you
Mhm.
take out having to hit a 300-yard bomb in a fairway that's tighter than the hallway, like now you're talking
right.
about a US Open condition that's really hard where you're penalized for being behind trees and it's also the rough is 6 inches deep and you're barely finding your ball. But if I'm just starting 200 yards out, like that's basically saying I probably have like perfect drives all day long.
Right.
I'll
Mhm.
put my money on me all day long if I have perfect drives all day long.
You ain't kidding. It could be. I mean, I think it would just if you just got on a roll, you're gonna have a bunch of 2 putts. Maybe you make a 1 putt or two. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're just gonna. I mean, you could probably. Some people could probably win it in just one round.
Yeah, low key. Low key. Like you don't see the Masters final score. I mean, if you're talking the putting thing,
Yeah.
right? The Masters final score was what? What did Rory end up like 14?
Yeah.
14.
Somewhere between 12 and 14 or whatever it was.
About 14. Yeah.
If you
Like
three
I'm
putt
probably you're
Hey, if
everything,
right.
I had the
you're
lab, if I
14.
had the lab in my hand, lights out. Lights
I'm
out.
waiting for my lab to be delivered
When is it coming in, dude?
any day now. We're just waiting for
Any
that
day?
knock on the door and I'm putting it right into the bag.
Straight
Unless
That's
in.
gotta be.
I have a tournament in 2 weeks playing in an AM event. I think I talked about it last week.
Yeah.
If that thing came like a couple days before, I probably wouldn't put it in the bag. I'm rolling this Betty I have pretty good right now, but
Nice.
I don't know, maybe we do. Who gives a
Pretty good.
fuck? It's an AM
Pretty
event
good
that
right
doesn't
now.
count
It's
for me.
whatever. It's whatever.
Dude, I shot one under through 9 the other day and
Today?
I was
Feeling it.
Are you
I was playing well.
Juiced.
are you getting out a lot to SC?
I'm trying to get as much as I can, get as much practice rounds as I
Yeah.
can. I got a good idea of how I want to play the front nine. I want to go play some practice rounds on the back. It's it's not a hard golf course, but the back nine gets a little corny. It's a good golf course, don't get me wrong, but it's like a fun one. The back nine has this par
Mhm.
five that like you can take this wicked angle and it's risk reward, but really it's like a 5-iron on. It's a par 5 that's like you lay up with a 5-iron and then you roast a 2-iron or a hybrid
Yeah,
uphill, this
the one
crazy
with the
uphill.
hard dog leg, right? With the
And then
canal.
the next hole is like a par 4 that's a hard dog leg right, and you can take it
It's
over the
kind of the same
trees with
thing.
like a 3
Yeah.
wood kind of, but like otherwise you like dump a 6-iron or a 5-iron to like a buck 50 and it rolls into a wedge. And then okay, anyway, we can get into the weeds on that, but yeah, I mean, I want to play the back nine a little bit, get an idea of what I'm gonna do, and then go see if I can put something together. I've been playing decent. I wouldn't say I'm hitting it great, but like playing decent.
Go win that damn
You know,
thing.
it would be crazy. I know that there's some good players out there. There's some really good high school kids that I've actually kind of accidentally played some practice rounds with, and they
Yeah.
flag it. And, there's levels to this shit. Like I'm a good golfer when you talk about the regular person. But when I get in that realm, like I definitely am amongst the worst golfers in that event and in those categories or whatever you want to say. And I feel it. I'm not here to fucking lie to anybody. Like I'm not a fucking stick. These dudes, dude. Like I asked this 15-year-old, and he was like 3 under or whatever, having like a decent day, but just kind of fucking around, playing, hitting some different
Mhm.
shots just to do. And I was like, "Yo, what's your low out here?" And he's like, "Oh, 62." I was like, "Yeah, I shot one over as my low." So I don't think we're gonna be
62.
in the same conversation on Sunday.
You never know, man.
You never know.
Crazier shit
But
has happened.
but speaking of which, obviously it's a regulated event for AMs. There's obviously USGA rules that you have to follow. Um, it begs the question about like how strict people should be with rules when you're on your weekend golf, right? Like if you're with your boys
Mhm.
and obviously there's gimmies, breakfast balls, and those are loose things that people talk about. But when it comes to like hazard shots and the rules based off of hazards, if like you have to cross the line in order to get the drop, otherwise you have to go back in line of flight. And if it doesn't cross that line, you have to play that. But if you're at a weekend round with your boys, you're having a couple beers, like, do you be a hardo about it? And so this clip right here is like kind of going viral. I think it's interesting. Let's take a look.
The line of the hazard right here. If you land behind the hazard, you've got to hit and drop your ball behind the hazard. That's what you have to do. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's in the hazard. It's in the. You're not gonna hit it. You're not gonna hit it in the middle of a freaking rock nest.
I told you.
You're not gonna do
Rock
that.
nest.
I can hit it. I can take it unplayable. I can take it unplayable.
It is in the hazard. What are you talking about? Don't matter. It doesn't matter. Jason, I need you. Come over here.
It's right here.
It's in the hazard.
But I can take it unplayable.
You can't take an unplayable if it's in the hazard.
Man, that's what an unplayable is.
Unplayable?
Unplayable is when you.
If these red stakes weren't there, then it'd be different.
Unplayable is when you can find your ball, but you can't hit it.
Okay, I don't know if you're right about that rule, but it doesn't sound right, and I'm not just going to believe you. Jason.
Look it up. Look it up on USGA. Just say if you're in a hazard and being unplayable.
There's no way he can even hit out of that hazard. He's either going to hurt his...
Drop it.
He's not hitting it out. He's taking it out and hitting it unplayable.
And unplayable, though,
Yeah,
you might
so
have to be
it's a
behind.
stroke.
It's a stroke.
No, not if you hit this side of the land.
It's a stroke.
There's no evidence that you hit the side of the land, even if that's true.
The fact that the ball's right here.
It wasn't. It was in the
The
rocks.
rock's on his land. Give me it.
Oh, my God, dude. No. It doesn't matter.
All right, these boys
It
are
was
absolutely in the thick of it, dude.
You know they've
Yeah.
got money on this.
It
I
was
actually
like-
don't
it
think
was-
so, dude.
I
I think
think
they're
they
just
do.
fucking hardos.
Well, it
I think
seems
they're
like they're
back.
teams.
The background on this was the guy who's being a hardo on the rules has never beat his friend in 15 years or something like that, I'm pretty sure. And it was like he was even or up one going in the last hole, and then this happens. So, I don't know. It seems like a little hardo for, I mean, haven't beat his buddy in 15 years. I get it. But there's no way the ball lands right there and didn't cross.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no
I like-
way it landed stuck in the middle of the rocks.
yeah, in the
and
rocks.
didn't
Yeah,
roll
you're right.
back in.
I like this guy's comment. Final scores 102, 105, 110, and 111.
Oh, dude, and
It's probably
so coming from my
faster.
perspective, I'm like the most generous golfer with my buddies. If it keeps
Yes.
pace of play. Like if this happens, like I'm never gonna tell my buddy to drive his fucking cart back 100 yards around the pond and go drop. Like I don't really. It's not that important, Even like I don't play for money with my friends. That's like enough that's gonna be an issue with my
Right.
friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so in that case, if it's like we usually play for lunch and drinks or something like that, and in that case, I'm like, yo, dude, like if you're gonna take it unplayable, which technically you can't because this isn't a hazard. I would just say like just drop it right there. Let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? Take your
Yeah.
stroke
This
and
is not shrinking the game. I'll tell you that.
yeah, yeah. But I think this dude is being a fucking hardo to a point where it's like the dude's literally just saying like I'm gonna take it unplayable, which it's not the right rule, but it's like he's basically just taking his hazard shot anyway. So it's
Right.
like whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know?
I mean, my man wants it. He
I
wants
don't
it
blame him.
bad.
I didn't know the backstory about that. So in that
I
case
think
though,
it was
too,
a
I
post.
And
Yeah.
and he does not want to lose.
no. And in that case, like again, this is probably not one where
I love
it's
the
like
black on navy.
at this point you're not going to have him go back and ruin the pace of play for the rest of that
Right.
course because you guys are fucking around with figuring out rules when you don't know. But at that point, like you should know, like, all right, you probably should hit a provisional, even though it's a hazard.
Mhm.
Which then again is kind of hard because you wouldn't hit a provision for red stakes, but like,
You wouldn't see the splash either. So it's like
yeah,
you don't see any
it's
splash.
a
You don't
tough
see any
predicament, dude.
ripples. It's like I cleared it.
That's a that's a tough take. You made a good point too, and if he threw the argument out, like if this ball landed here, this ball's bouncing a million yards anywhere else. The fact that it
Yeah.
stayed where it is, it probably did hit that little slope and just kind of bounced backwards to where it settled where it is. So technically, that would be
Yeah.
crossing line, and he can take his drop where he is now. So
But then he said there was like no evidence of it crossing, which I guess. But
and then this is more from the perspective of me and you, like your regular weekend warrior. Scott, like let me ask you, because you play in a lot of events that aren't just like your buddies playing for a beer and lunch. Like you play in events that
mhm.
you get a bunch of guys throwing hundreds of dollars down. Like what would you guys do here?
I mean, if you don't see the ball cross over, then you would have to go back. I mean, it would basically just be like, hey, did any of y'all see it land over? It would
Yeah.
basically be as easy as
A
that.
consensus
Yeah.
from the group.
Yeah.
And then just
In
like
technical rules though.
would you ever find a group arguing in one of those big money matches like this?
I mean, I'm a person like if it comes down to an argument, I'm just gonna eat it and go back. I don't really get too crazy about it. But
In USGA technical
have I
terms,
seen
though.
people do it? Yes. USGA
Yeah.
technical terms, if it did not carry all the way over and bounce back in, then he would have to keep the water in between him.
Yeah, he'd have to
Yeah.
go back and drop.
And he cannot take an unplayable
There's
in that.
no way it lands right there. There's
Never
no
know.
way.
Seen some crazy
I
shit.
guess you never know. You're right. So
Because I mean, you
Yo,
look at it.
We have this. Go
It
ahead,
could have
Scott, sorry.
it could have caught the edge and kicked back in, which is technically still in the hazard.
Hazard, yeah. That's a tough one, man. It's definitely there's an argument to be made on both sides.
Yeah.
If they're
I'm
not
letting
if
everybody
they're not playing
I
for
know
money,
it
it's like,
play.
bro, let's go.
Yeah.
We're dropping there.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
throwing a ball down.
Now my friend group, I actually like for a long time I played along with this. We had a cup that we would keep on the side of your bag, and whoever won the round got the cup. It was something that was fun to play with. We didn't play for money at the time. I separated myself and my group decided I'm no longer allowed to fucking play for the cup, which pissed me off for a long time. But that group still
You
does it.
good?
Yes, they're all like 15 to 20 handicaps and they all still play
Oh,
for it.
okay.
And it's really cool. It fucking bugs me every time I get to play with them though, because I'm out there playing by myself basically. And they have shit like this. And I'll tell you a funny story real quick. So we go out to Wild Hawk. It's a really fun golf course in Sacramento. It's not the nicest, but it's a real a feel good round place. If you need to go score a little bit, you go there. But it's got some really cool holes. But anyway, we get to hole 16. My brother has never lost the cup to this group at this point. Two of
Okay.
the dudes have gotten into a place where like they can kind of compete when my brother's having a bad round. We end up like drinking way too much. We have a rule on every par three we rip fireballs, and we probably had a couple extra and drinking White Claws on the side, and we're sauced, like absolutely sauced.
Mhm.
And my brother is an ASU native, so he can handle his liquor. And shout out to the White Claw Challenge, as we saw there. Everybody else puked but him. But this round he could not. And on hole 16, this man is sitting where the green is in front of him, and there's a pond that's to the right. And I mean to the right. I don't mean like oh, he's got to hit it over the pond. And this dude
Hard right.
cold shanks one dead into the pond, goes over, drops a ball, chips, shanks the next one into the pond, and he is up by like 12 strokes or something like 10 strokes on these dudes.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
Ooh, it's getting
Drops
dicey.
another one, shanks it over into the pond again. And at this
One
point,
and
I'm like,
two out,
I'm kind of
three.
counting them. I'm like, no, this is
Yeah.
like 1 hit, 2 in, 3 down, 4 in, 5 down, 6 in, 7 down.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
7's not down yet because he's out of golf balls. And he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, Yuta, toss me a ball." And I go, "No, dude, I'm not about to let you just do the same thing to my left dash." So
I got left dashes over here, dog.
he used to walk all the way
Nah,
back to
bro.
his cart and steal one from whoever he was riding with, whatever. But it was super funny. And then it ended up coming down to 18. They all tied at 97.
Really?
And so we decide that there's a par 3 course across the street, different course, really
Mhm.
cool, really fun. So we decide to have the playoff at the par 3. And then a second dude, my brother kind of rallies a little bit enough to coherently hit it again. And the second dude blacks out. And on the 4th hole in this playoff par 3 of 9 holes, he hits a golf. He like tops one off the tee. We go up. He puts his bag next to it. He hits a good chip to like 12 feet. And misses the putt and taps in for bogey, and he's like, "Yeah, that was a good par." And we're like, "No, it
Oh,
was a
no.
bogey." And he's like, "No, that was a
Oh.
par. I hit my tee ball here and I 2-putted for par." And I was just like, "No, man, that was a
No,
bogey." And he gets
you didn't.
heated. And he
Oh,
looks at me, he's like,
Lord.
"No, dude, I hit my fucking tee ball on the green and 2-putted." And at this point, I'm not even in, like, I'm just regulating. And so
Yeah.
they get into almost a debate like these fuckers, and they're going at it. And I'm like, timeout, timeout. Like, you left your bag in the middle of a fairway on a par 3 course. Why? If you hit the green, why isn't your bag up here with us? And he kind of stops and he looks, double takes it, and he just walks to the next tee box and doesn't say shit to anybody.
He's like, yeah, you got me. You got me.
It all
Golly.
clicked. It all clicked. But
That
he was going
sucks.
through it too.
You got me.
It was legendary stuff. But speaking of amateur golfers, dude, we need to fix and help out Jason Kelsey. He went and got onto a Reddit thread and posted. He's been grinding golf. He posted a clip of here that we'll look in a sec about his swing, and he's talking about how he's taking it serious. He wants to grind. I'm gonna put you to golf out there. We are amongst guys that transitioned from competitive sports. 2 of us. Scottie is a PGA professional. He has a plus handicap. He teaches golf. Okay. Myself, I have a fitting background, as well as gotten myself to move away from the baseball swing and figured out how to somewhat get around a golf course well, just like Kyle has. And I would like to put our name in the hat. We can take Jason Kelsey's swing. He's got a really good action. He's a really strong guy, and we can help him get better. Absolutely.
I think we
100%.
could. I think we could.
Let's take a
You
look at
guys
this
can
guy's
dial
swing.
him in on the swing.
We have
I'll
clip
dial
up.
him in on the
Oh, yeah.
fashion. Okay.
It's not a bad
Looks
action.
at it.
Yeah. He does take a lash at it.
He takes a lash, which you like. It's from a teaching standpoint. You could rather dial someone in than have to teach them speed.
Ooh.
Right.
He's already got the quick twitch.
Not a
and the
bad
speed.
move. He gets
And he
a
has
You can
little.
definitely
athleticism,
tell
so you could
he
tell
has
him what to do with his
someone giving
body.
him you have someone giving him tips already. There's a couple actions that
Yeah.
people have told him that are like must-haves. Like, he gets a lot of depth with that left arm. He doesn't break plane.
Mhm.
He definitely tries to, like, you
Good.
can see him trying to shallow the club a little bit. The
Right.
body gets a little quick, but from a swing standpoint, right off the jump, he
Not
is
bad at
completely
all.
unconnected. And if we can get him a little bit of connection and understanding some body shifting, he has a lot of swaying going on. And get, like, he's a strong dude, so he's got core strength, and it's going to be once he gets the right direction, he's definitely gonna have that to be able to hone in what he's currently doing. And then from there, it's
Not
teaching him, obviously, like, course management, which is where a guy like you spend a week with Scottie
Right.
talking about like how to
Mhm.
like correctly play the golf course, not the way that he plays it, because
the
No.
lash
he's a
on the
fucking
driver.
Don't
psycho.
play like I
But
do.
but Scotty's a good guy. Like, when we go out and we talk through stuff, like, he definitely walks me through correct course management, that keep it, how to keep it in play, what you're looking at, where you're trying to like
Keep it in play.
make your shot miss, so to speak. And it's good to see that kind of stuff because it's so easy to get so locked in on a pin. And let's say it's tucked on the left, but you're a guy who cuts it, and then you start trying to be perfect, and next thing you know, like you're missing in the wrong spots.
Maybe that's a little series I'll do. Me
Yeah.
playing like conservative. It will
You're gonna
not
play
be.
conservative.
It will not be
and
fun.
You're gonna play conservative too, and you're gonna absolutely fire, and you're gonna be
I bet
mad
not.
because it's not electric.
I'll probably go
Nah,
out
he's
there,
gotta go for
have
the hero shot every
18
time.
pars, and just hate my life.
That's not true. I've seen you putt the golf.
Pretty
I
good
can't.
flexibility out of your boy over here.
Yeah, he
He
does
gets
have
that
good
club
flexibility. He can turn more
back.
than I can.
It's turn more than I can. I don't even turn.
Love it.
Kyle hasn't heard of a turn since we turned two up the middle in
No.
college.
Exactly.
I just.
Speaking
Holy
of
smokes.
speaking of fucking good swings, the legend of YouTube golf, he strikes again. My man Grant Horvat is playing with
yeah.
Scottie Scheffler. The video actually just dropped today. I haven't watched it yet,
I
but
watched a little bit of it.
what a cool intro, dude. This guy is killing content, man.
Nice.
And trying out the Scottie shuffle.
Yeah.
Solid.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
not
think
bad.
the shuffle is like it just happens. It's not something you should be thinking about. I think he just does it.
These are two of the
Like
people that are impacting golf the most. A lot of people are trying to learn to get. Why? I got balloons going. I got balloons going.
Happy birthday.
Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Mayo.
One of the things I will say, like no spoilers here, but we were talking about the caddy thing earlier, and one thing Scotty talks about in there is he was saying, like, I guess he was talking a little bit about his caddy and everything, and like how much Ted Scott means to him. And Grant was asking him, like, is he basically there to help you, like, read? Does he read every putt for you? Blah blah blah. And Scotty had a good insight on it, basically saying like, so the 2022 Masters, him and Ted read every single putt together. 2024, Ted didn't read a single putt. It is kind of crazy, and what that had me thinking about earlier when we were talking about JT and then Colin is I wonder, imagine if JT just kind of like he was just kind of there to carry the bag. JT just kind of did it all. It could be one thing, but it could be completely opposite.
I wonder why he didn't read any putts. That's
Well,
really
I
interesting.
think
It is wild.
I mean, we should Google this, but I believe that the year Bubba Watson won the Masters, Ted Scott was on the bag. Does that
Yeah.
sound correct?
Yeah.
And so, probably what transpired was that Scotty wanted to rely on his winning. Like you've won here from your perspective. Bring that to the equation, and he
Maybe.
obviously is a stripe show, so it was a dynamic that was like I'm relying on you because I don't know this place well
Right.
enough yet. And they spent not just 4 days winning that tournament; they spent probably a week and a half with
Right.
practice
Yeah.
rounds. And so it got to the point where like that was the dynamic for the week, but Scotty now knows the golf course so well
Right.
that it's not necessarily needed. It's almost redundant. And I would definitely say when you know a putt and you have too many voices, it's easy to overthink certain things. And I'll say this, like if you have like a 20-footer that's like a right to left, and as a right-handed golfer, that's usually the easier of the two breaks. It works with your arc of stroke and yada yada. And then let's say you have like a spot on it with a speed in your head, and you ask someone to relook at it, and they may be thinking a speed that's just a touch different, and they have a
Right.
different start line or a different thing you want to roll over or whatever their like gimmick is for their putting foundation, and then they give that info. It's not that it's wrong info, but the second that you can get too much info, it convolutes what could have been a good read that golfer is feeling in their own adrenaline, how they've been putting originally, if that makes sense.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I get that. I never really thought about it like that, but that makes sense. Too many chefs at the table or whatever. Same
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I think I feel like I've seen it a lot in scramble tournaments that I've been in, where you get four dudes, like the first guy goes and gets you a line, and then three dudes are all like, "Oh, here it is," and you start, and then four dudes miss a 6 footer that's
Yeah.
dead straight because you're just too many cooks in the kitchen, you know.
Right.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. Yeah.
But,
The worst is when you get four guys up there and the ball breaks different every single putt.
I mean that you get it sometimes, dude. The putt you
worst.
have is right on like a spine, or it's fuzzy
Uh-huh.
green,
Yeah.
so it's gonna wobble. That's the worst. It's the most frustrating thing to be a part of.
You ain't kidding.
But shout out to Scottie. Obviously, he caught that dub. It was cool to see Phil take a step back from what he had said originally at the beginning of the year. Eat his own words and say, shout out to Scottie. So if you remember his tweet back maybe a month ago, he basically gave a bunch of hype to Joaquin Niemann, saying Joaquin is the best golfer on the planet right now, and that he doesn't think Scottie will win before the PGA, I believe it was.
I think so.
Something like that. So, and obviously Scottie just won, and Phil threw this tweet out. I think Phil is an absolute class act. Seeing him, we've already seen his personality a ton
Trips me out.
just in golf, but seeing it more now, even closer up with Grant and him partnering up, not only with their duo series, but shout out to Phil. He gave Grant equity in For Wellness, which is their gummies.
That
I
was
want to try those
crazy.
so bad.
That was really
That is
cool.
so cool, dude. And
That was really cool.
thinking from Grant's perspective, like he didn't have any words to say just because like we're young, like we're
Right.
all young guys that are in their late 20s to early 30s. Like this isn't something that's nobody can PR train you for that moment. And
Right.
I think
It's like,
I
wow.
honestly think he was a little choked up, like maybe not even realizing the magnitude of what that was, but just like, oh, this is fucking cool. Thank you, Phil. And I don't even know what to say, which is kind of what he said.
Right.
But
Mhm.
I bet you like he reflects on it like, holy shit, dude, like I'm
What a
like he's
crazy
set
life.
for life.
I'm an owner of a
What
company.
a crazy life.
And it's not his first.
I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure that
that's
he
his
has
third company?
equity. He has equity in Tacoma Golf.
Uh-huh.
Really?
He
Tacoma,
also has equity in
Primo,
Primo
and For Wellness.
and his own brand. Like
Dude,
this
type of life.
dude's rolling in the dough. Shout out to him, man. Grant Horvat is the peak of YouTube golf. He's the peak of an entrepreneur. He's the peak of being a good guy and putting in hard work and getting something out of it. I think it's so cool.
100%.
He's just an easy guy to like. He's just genuine.
Right.
Just an easy guy to like, you know.
He's a good golfer.
Always
Now,
smiling, always good vibes, great golfer, good
Smooth
tempo.
swing.
it isn't a
Smooth.
Uta Golf. It isn't a Uta Golf podcast, 19th hole podcast, without me saying something a little controversial. So buckle in. My only gripe with Grant Horvat is that I'm seeing fuckers out on the golf course with broomsticks now, and I hate it. The broomstick is
Okay.
not. I think
You
it's
brought the
so
broomstick.
gimmicky. This dude's putting well with it. This dude low key putts well with everything. Let's
Yeah.
not put it out there. He's chasing like perfection, and so he tries all these different putters, and he's been rolling the broomstick for a long time now. So I see a bunch of people now rolling it out there, and I just like I like they're so easily
I'll
influenced.
never
I'm
be
not
able
a
to do it.
believer. I'm not a believer in the broomstick. I
Me
think it's
neither.
a gimmick.
I can't do it. It just, dude, I can't make a good stroke with it.
And
can't.
they're matching it up. Like a lot of people are doing what he did, and they're matching it up with the lab, which I think is the
Right.
right move. If
Right.
you do a broomstick with an archy putter, you're relearning a whole different move. Like it's
Right.
a whole new feel and everything. Now you throw a lab in there, it definitely helps the equation because labs, like we call them cheater putters for a reason. Their technology is beyond anything. So shout out to lab. But that's
Shout out.
my only controversial gripe with Grant. So
I don't think you can be an amateur weekend warrior and have a broomstick. There's no chance you should be rolling
they're
a
out there
broomstick.
now, dude. They are out there
You
now.
have
I'm
to
seeing them.
be going you have to be in a tournament trying to get your pro card, doing something competitively for golf. There's no way you can be a weekend warrior with a broomstick.
What
Unless
most people don't
unless
think
like a
about,
60-year-old has
Kyle,
like back problems and he has to
what most people don't realize is that in order for that caliber of golfer to get to a broomstick, they usually have had to gone through a series of yips and some mental
Oh, yeah,
breakdowns where they
100%.
can no longer
They're just
move a
searching.
normal putter. they're searching.
Yeah.
And you get these guys that will 3 and 4 putt things that are shoot 110 that are all like, oh, the broomstick's gonna
Right.
fix me now. Let's throw that together.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No,
to each their own though,
it's
dude.
not
Because
good.
maybe you know what?
No
The
thanks.
caveat to that, they don't know how to putt already. So maybe throwing a broomstick in, that's just a new way for them to learn that, and they'll
Never
get good
know.
at it. So I'll put my foot in my mouth if that ends up becoming the new norm.
Yeah.
But
Who do
beautiful
we
stuff.
got this weekend?
Good
Who we got
question, man.
It's like the truest. Am I
Truist.
saying that right?
So Spieth
Truest.
just got a sponsors exemption over his play right now. Um, I'm not going to be putting money down this weekend, and I say that, and then
Mm-hmm.
as we get into Wednesday, like I'm probably going to look up some odds, and I'll be placing some money down. My mind is solely set on the PGA Championship right now. I'm going to put out
Okay.
the DraftKings for Utah Golf PGA Championship DraftKings. Get involved
Ooh.
there. We'll throw down links. We'll make sure we get involved early. I'm gonna hop on, book it with what's it called? Book it Sports or whatever it is. Trent, that dude who does betting content. I hopped
Mm-hmm.
on a stream the other day
Mm-hmm.
for the Masters, and we had a good convo. I'm gonna be able to promote this. Hopefully, we can get a bunch of heads in there this time. It'll be a lot of
That'd
fun.
be sweet.
But
Yeah.
good way to put together a
2
little
weekends away,
draft.
right? 2 weekends away.
2 weekends away. Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
more
So let's go and let's just dial into it, and we'll do it again next week. But who do you guys have for the PGA Championship?
You got it, Kama.
Rory. Let's go.
Rory. I'm gonna go Justin Rose.
Wow.
Justin Rose.
I'm gonna take Scottie, and then my dark horse is Jordan Spieth.
My dark
I think your
horse
dark horse has to be
is
Jordan Spieth.
dark horse.
So
dark
if Colin wins this weekend, who does the caddy pick?
Oh, that's so tough.
low key, if he's trying to make a lot of money, I'm gonna say
pick
probably.
JT.
I say he needs to go Colin.
Really?
Ooh.
Colin's more consistent.
Not at PGA Championships.
I'm
Wait,
saying
no,
in
wait,
the long run.
wait.
In the long
Colin
run,
does Colin have 2 PGA Championships?
I don't
Let
know.
me see.
I know he's got Harding, obviously, but
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, anyway, that's episode 7 of the 19th Hole Pod.
Joey.
Everybody, cheers it up, baby. Chug your drinks. Get home to your wife.
Chew my
safe.
ice.
It's another edition of Utah Golf's 19th Hole. The boys are back. The boys are buzzing. The boys are headed to the moon. Hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed the pod. We love you guys. Hit a comment. What do you guys want to see? We're willing to take guests. We want to have people in here that love golf, talk golf, breed golf. Breed golf. What are we? Fornicating? Anyway, hand up
End up accountability.
Love you guys. We'll see you guys later.
I'll see you.